and Miss Ebonee Benson, and please correct whatever I messed up with my little 12th grade education. So, so I want to feel very at home. You're not in no place where somebody trying to say gotcha. So you just come on in, but just remember, others are listening. So,
yes, sir.
All right.
Well, thank you. Good evening, son of man.
And good evening to you both. All right, now whatever I messed up, Evan,
you didn't mess up anything.
Absolutely, you did a great job.
You did a great job, a fantastic job. So thank you for having us. It's a pleasure. You and I, we've been knowing each other for a while, and you have been a strong foot soldier for Mr. Cosby and his rights and for the rights of others. So I appreciate you having me and Ms. Benson on your show this evening.
well, I would have been remiss not to be. I mean, you know that what they say, the same people you met on the way up, you're gonna meet them on the way back. And Mr. Cosby has been a positive influence in many people's lives. And we know of his history of going around trying to get other comedians to clean up their act. Really, to clean up their act. And, you know, do you know how much willpower you have to have to keep your evil, the stuff that you know you ain't got no business doing, to keep that in check while trying to, do good for others, while you got to do a balancing act with your own. I know what that's like, because I learned how to cuss and swear with the best of them. And I a lot of times it'll pop into your mind while you talking to somebody because you got a little heated, and you have to really check yourself. I know I have to check myself. And so, I have great respect for his ability to have went all of these years doing and setting an example of how you can make it without rolling around in the gutter. And then because he decided to spend his sunset years reaching back to his people and trying to help his people, and here they come with this garbage. And the very people, the very people who accused him of things, come to find out they was the one guilty of it. But I tell you, I want you all to. I was curious about that court thing. I wish they had called me as for character witness or whatnot, because I caught the first few people, that the first woman, one of the first ones, Miss Christine Ruley. I caught her in her lap. If the people that start off with accusations are found to be liars, then everybody that jumped on board saying that same thing, all of them was liars. And I'm gonna tell you, one of them, this kind of case, I know what circumstantial evidence is. Circumstantial evidence is evidence of hearsay and stuff that you ain't got no real proof, no tangible, something you can roll in your hand as proof. You just got to take a bunch of people's word. The very fact that the DA knows he ain't got nothing but the taking people's word, that case has reasonable doubt built into it, which it never should have been brought. Now that is my personal observation. And when you find it, I gave all of them people, I questioned the lawyer, and she's not even involved in it. She's a public relations lady. She just wearing the title lawyer. But Gloria already didn't try none of them cases. Well, she come in here trying to convince me that Dr. Cosby should put up $100 million and for anybody who want to come in and sue him. And I guess she thought that I was so stupid that I would, and when I started the question on it, she ran away. So I want to say first I want to thank Mr. Wyatt and Ms. Benson for standing with Dr. Cosby. And he got a lot of other people that's now done woke up and waking up to that farce. And many of them that might have went for it at first ain't going for it now. I have a question. Since I wasn't in the courtroom, but I would like to know, once the jury came out the second time and told the judge that it was they were deadlocked, it was a hung jury. Well, I got more than one question. The first question is, did the judge what they call poll them to see who did what? How many people? Did it come out how many people were against it?
ABC News just ran an article. This is just the most recent information I've heard about it. But the court itself hasn't released any of the information, but a juror spoke with ABC anonymously. And they just published that article.
Okay.
So on the... You go ahead.
I think the article said that on the first three counts, on the count 1 and count 3, you had 2 holdouts of not guilty, and on the second count you had 11 holdouts of not guilty. I think these jurors, from what we saw, Ebonee and I, they retried this case in the deliberation room. They came back and asked for every piece of evidence and testimony that was given. The only thing they did not ask for was the opening and closing argument, which they could not have. But it was remarkable on how these jurors were deadlocked the first time, and the Spencer charge that was given to these jurors, I think they were confused. They didn't understand, and they didn't understand that they could come back multiple times. They were deadlocked in it, and I don't think the judge did a great job of explaining that to them, how that worked. And but then the jurors started back deliberating, so there was nothing that could be done. They had an opportunity to just come and say we were deadlocked, and they started back again. It was remarkable to see 52 hours go past, and these jurors were still trying to sort through evidence. But that Saturday morning, I think when we arrived around maybe 8 something, close to 9 a.m., we had gotten in the room they had provided us, which was the conference room, and Dr. Cosby called it his dressing room, and we probably was there maybe 5-10 minutes, and then our attorneys Brian McMonagle and Angela Gusa walked in and informed him that the jury had informed the judge that they were deadlocked, and came to the end. So it was grueling, it was intense, it was a stressful time to be in that situation. But Mr. Cosby held up, as you have said in the beginning of your show, Son of Man, God was with him. It was out of our hands. And I appreciate, everything that all the supporters that came out. And I don't know if the media showed all of those people for days on top of days, came out and stood out there from the morning to the nighttime, just saying we support Dr. Cosby, and we came here to hear the truth, and they heard the truth. He has always said that I don't want people to come in and take my side for innocence or guilt. We're just going to hear the truth.
I have another question. After the jury it was apparent that they never was going to reach a decision after the judge had sent them back into there to deliberate. When he said that the jury was, when he declared a mistrial, what did he say after he declared a mistrial?
I'll let Mr. Benson take that one.
After he declared the mistrial, he pretty much informed Dr. Cosby as well as his representatives and the media and the public that a mistrial does not render not guilty, that he was still charged, and he presented the question to the prosecution about whether they would be retrying the case. The district attorney Steele stood up and said that they would be retrying the case, and the judge went on further to explain how that goes, that they have 120 days to refile the case.
The judge told the one thing that's kind of puzzling to me is that as high profile as this case was, when there was a mistrial, it bothered me that the judge, I had only heard that he did this, but to ask the district attorney, are you going to refile it right there after a mistrial? What? It's like the judge was encouraging the district attorney to refile charges, or putting the district attorney in a position where he had to answer right then, which made no sense to me. If the judge is a disinterested party, then the only thing he should have did was made a ruling on whether it was a mistrial or not. If it's a mistrial, then declare that and then dismiss the people. Then
I think at that point, Judge O'Neill was in the position that he was trying to get information to the media before Mr. Wyatt did. I feel that was the reason for that, so that it wouldn't just be the declaring of a mistrial. It had to come with all this other information, because at that time, the decorum order in the courtroom had been lifted, so people were able to transmit through social media, tweeting, Instagram. So I think that was a little rush.
No, my point is that shouldn't have been the judge's worry. I think the judge should not have.
This case should have never been here.
I know.
And that's the first thing. For 18 months, this case has been, we have been going through preliminary hearings, and this judge had the opportunity, based on so many motions that were filed, to get this case thrown out. He had the opportunity to throw it out. This is more politics and personal than being judicious.
Well, that was my point.
Mm-hmm.
That was the point I was making.
Right. And so this is more politics than personal. You have a district attorney who ran a Willie Horton style campaign ad, and if you elect me, I will bring Bill Cosby to justice. You have a judge who has been elected for that position as well. And you have to just look at the politics behind it. This is career driven. These are people who have been ambitious in every form and fashion that one could think. And they saw an opportunity, and they're using Mr. Cosby's good name to propel their careers. And the media exposure in this case gave them the attention that they were desiring. So we saw it when they would not let our witness, Margot Jackson, into the case, saying that her testimony would be hearsay. And Mr. Grusa had Ms. Constant on the witness stand and asked her, do you know Margot Jackson? And she said no. But Margot Jackson had information and evidence, and we had someone from Temple University that provided evidence. If they would have let Ms. Jackson get on the witness stand as our witness, that would have shown that she did share a room many of times on the road with Miss Constant and the Temple women's basketball team. So it was a lot of things that transpired. But at the end of the day, that's why we count this mistrial as a win for us, because of all of the things that we have seen for 18 months, all of the trickery that has been going on for 18 months. We've experienced it. We endured it. And for us, we call it a victory. You had jurors who looked at the facts and they saw the inconsistencies in the stories, and they were deadlocked. And it was the inconsistencies in Miss Constant's story. The case was about her. They made it about her. So that's where we're at today. Mr. Cosby is pleased. A weight has been lifted. Now, the district attorney did say he's going to bring it to 120 days. I think it's imperative that, with your show and your program, that you reach out to people in your program, reach out to people in Philadelphia and across the country to call and flood the district attorney's office with calls and the judge's office with calls and say, let this go. You got your hit. You said you were going to do what you were going to do. You did it. And now we don't want to see this back. And the constituents need to call in, because this has cost the Montgomery County and Norristown millions of dollars. Well, this is a small town.
That was my point. When the judge, when the judge made the statement about, I have a question. Did he order the district attorney to bring it within 120 days, or that's the end of it? Is that an order he gave, or was he speaking that this need to be done?
That is the law. No, that is the law.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Burning this trial. Mm-hmm.
Right. They have 120 days to bring the case back because the longer you wait, you have the potential of what they call tainting a jury pool, in which it's already changing. And the case is already so polarizing that I don't know how you go back and get more fair and impartial jurors than what you had, last week. So, I feel personally, and I think many people out here feel that this DA needs to let it go. He got his licks in. He brought Mr. Cosby to trial, and the people heard the truth. And now, there was a mistrial, there was a deadlock, and he needs to let it go at this juncture, and he needs to move on with his political career and let Mr. Cosby move on and get back to work.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to get up off the judge's case, since y'all so convinced that he didn't have no dog in the hunt. But the way you put it just now is okay. Well, the judge followed the law. Okay, but the district attorney, he knows that he had no case. He knew that right when he came in there.
Mm-hmm.
They was counting on that. Now they didn't have but 2 black people on the jury.
Right.
Why?
Well, when we were in Pittsburgh for the change of veneer, they granted us change of veneer, but denied us change of venue. So we were able to get the jurors out of Allegheny County. I was there, and all of the black jurors that came through, they rearranged the numbers, so the blacks had to come back the second day, and they were not seen by the judge the first day, because the judge did all the interviewing. No side was allowed to ask any questions. Well, when we started to get blacks to come through, the DA out of Allegheny County was working with the DA out of Montgomery County, Kevin Steele. They were pulling arrest records on all of the blacks. Her name is Kate, and Kate was confronted by a reporter for Black Press USA, Stacey Brown. And Stacey said, it's rumored that you all are pulling arrest records only on the blacks that are coming forth to be jurors. She said, yes, we are. And every black that came and sat at that conference table, when we said we wanted them, the DA would say, Judge, we have a problem. Judge would go back to his chambers and they would pull out an arrest record or some conviction record on only the blacks. And they were trying to suppress black people from being on this jury. And that's what we experienced. So we put forth the Batson versus Kentucky challenge, and the judge made it aware to the DA. I hope you're not playing any games. And when we finally got the black female that was on the jury, they pulled out her. She had a prior record, something on her record, an arrest or something, and they pulled it out, and the judge said, no, we're not playing that game. And that's how we got her and the black male on the jury.
Well, I want the white people that's listening, and I'm talking about white people who believe in justice. And there are lots of them. I know that. This is why what you see happening all around your country. This is why. All this weather that's tearing up your country. They ain't telling you everything that's happening. But they know I'm not lying. This is why. You have to stand up and put a stop to it. You don't say that a man have a right to a trial by a jury of his peers, and then you bring him in there in front of a bunch of people that ain't really his peers. And, you know, if white people had to go on trial in a place where wasn't but two white people and all black people was on there, they wouldn't go for that. This is the day and time. I'm warning you. You had better treat us like you want to be treated. I'm warning you. You better make your people do the right thing. When my people mess up, I say something. And I don't go along with it. You better curtail these rednecks and people that walking around here in suits and instead of the robes of the Klan and all that mess. Because they about to put you off the earth. They trashing your country. Black people can't stop what's going on. White people got to stop this stuff.
So you're right, brother, man. And that's why we're so pleased and we're so proud with your show, because you provided us a platform to get our information out. Right? We must be silent. I think
I can't hear you, brother. Just talking to the phone.
I said for 18 months we have been silent. I think when Ms. Benson came, she gave a much needed voice that women heard around the world, and it energized them when she read Mrs. Cosby's statement, and it brought clarity to what was going on with this entire situation, these alleged allegations with Mr. Cosby. So now people have heard the truth, and it's amazing how the supporters have come out and the outpouring of support. So, we were able to tackle a lot of issues that and put out the inconsistency. So now, he can bring the case back, but now we have a playbook. And that's the beauty of it. We have a playbook, and one thing that they have to be careful about now is when they get back on the witness stand, you put your witnesses back up. Their testimony has to be very tight and consistent, because if they give a different testimony when we cross-examine them, that's grounds of impeachment.
Well, I'll tell you,
he runs a huge risk.
Well, brother, that witness that they refused to let get on there.
Mm-hmm.
They got the letter on there this next time. You know why? Because Miss Constance said that she don't know that lady.
Right.
Then when now that woman is a rebuttal witness.
Mm-hmm.
And a rebuttal witness, she can come back and do you know Miss Constance? And she said, yeah. Well, how? And if Miss Constance, she done lied. And she's a liar from the word say go. And you know, it's time now to put an end to this farce. You know, I don't have to tell you. You saw what happened over there at Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to tell you. You saw what happened over there at Fox News.
We know.
All right.
We know, and I think, and you know that whole situation, you know, made people. It woke up Black America because they saw how another group of people take their own.
Who was that?
It's I don't know.
Put her out. Okay, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
No problem. They saw how that group of people protected their own, and they're saying, okay, we need to stand up for our icon and protect them in the same manner. You know, like I say, goes back to Mr. Cosby, and I think you have heard him say, "Son of man, I'm not looking for men and proclaim my innocence of guilt. I just want the facts and the truth to be out and let people hear it for themselves."
Yes.
And that's what we have done. I know we have a conference call with, you know, attorneys on the West Coast in the next 10 to 15 minutes. So I hate to end this interview, but I just wanted to, you know, we wanted to come on and because we have to make some decisions on what strategies we're going to play. And we wanted to come on and Ms. Benson and I talk to you and get our part out to this community that's so important, and to say thank you, and to say thank you to you, your listeners, all over the world. And we need them they need to flood that Montgomery County with those calls. That's what's imperative right now in order to invoke change and to tell them to stop this. It's done. It should be over with.
Give them the number, brother.
I don't have the number at hand, son of man.
I tell you what, I will be back on Friday, and you come back in there.
We come back on Friday.
You come back on Friday and give them the number over there.
Right.
And I tell y'all something else. This is it's time for this stuff to stop.
Right.
Now, if we hadn't showed you that every woman that I did interview, I showed you she was lying.
Right. And you know what's important enough for people to know, Gloria Allred, she tried to extort us and ask us for $100 million, and she would make it all go away.
Yeah.
And we said no. And now look at Gloria Allred. What people don't want to report on is the fact that she is being investigated by the California State Bar. And so she has a bar claim filed against her.
Mm-hmm.
Opposed to dealing with, you know, trying to take down Mr. Cosby, she needs to be dealing with what's in her backyard.
Well,
and focusing on those issues. So, and those are things that she do not want people to know. She calls herself a civil rights attorney, and I call herself a person that exploits people's rights opposed to civil rights. She's an exploiting rights attorney. And so we have to put that message out there. But I definitely, on behalf of the Cosbys and myself, want to thank you. I know we have to get prepared for this next call with the attorneys.
Okay, well, I want y'all to start coming on, sharing with the people. I want you to start coming on and sharing with the people what's going on with them. What you waiting on to get him out of there?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to start coming on, sharing with the people. Whatever you need to get out to the public to let them know the farce that's going on. You come in here, and you don't need to give me no forewarning. You just call in.
Yes, sir. I will.
And I'll open up the mic to you.
Thank you so much, sir, man.
All right, brother. Thank
you.
Thank you both. And you give Dr. Cosby and his family my love and greetings.
Yes, sir.
And, he spoke up for the Muslims when nobody else in that area, in that entertainment field, none of them ever spoke kind words about the black Muslims. Dr. Cosby did.
Right.
And I'm never going to forget it. I'm never going to forget it. He didn't deny us, and I'm not going to deny him.
So we appreciate you and your producer, Jamal Muhammad. Jamal has been great. He stays on top of the case. He gets in contact with me. I know I get pretty consumed, and I know Ms. Benson has done a great job of keeping him informed about when I'm consumed. But he stays on top of the information. We try to give him as much as we can. And like I said, we just really appreciate you and your listeners, and have a fantastic night. And we will call in again and give more updates as we receive them.
All right. And anytime, anything we can do to help you, let me know.
Definitely.
Let Jamar know. Let him know.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
And you all too.
Q&A session has started.
Brothers and sisters, we
Q&A session started.
have an obligation to stand up for each other. You know, so you don't stand by and watch your people get lynched. I remember the messenger said, "No, brother, we go down together." There was a time when a bunch of devils could come together and grab a black man or woman and just you get out there and a bunch of crowd of them standing around and we standing there trembling, watching it happen. No, I'm not going to tremble watching you murder or watching you lynch my people. No, you tremble. Because Allah is with me. It's going to be floods, all right, not just a flood of cause. What is doing in Louisiana right now? It's dry here. It's got floods in some places, droughts in other places, snow in other places. Man, don't you know what's going on here? You better wake up. You better wake up. Start doing the right thing. Let's get back to the theology of time. We ain't got time for that